Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, gal.
And we were just hooting and hollering,
Today-
cracking each other up before we started recording.
Today I went and got gas.
Oh, same, actually, at Costco.
Oh, good for you. I don't have a membership, but there's a gas station right down the block. And I definitely did. I don't even know what he was asking me, but I don't remember. But I remember in earnest just going, oh, yeah, no, yeah. Like, I'm sure he asked if I had like a good weekend or something. I was like, oh, yeah, no, yeah.
I say that all the time. I don't think twice about it.
Not even a little bit.
We all
actually-
completely understand. Like, you've seen that, like, lexicon
Right.
of the different yes and
Ways
no's.
to say yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no,
for
is
sure.
no.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah, no, yeah, is like absolutely yes.
It's like an abbreviated version of, yes, I know what you're talking about. No, don't worry about re-explaining it to me.
Yup.
Yeah, I'm still on the same page. No, don't worry about it. But
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, yeah, no, yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
That was a great way to explain that.
I
Very
also didn't
accurate.
know that ope was specifically a Midwestern thing
Oh, yeah. Oh,
until
yeah. No, yeah.
after we started this podcast.
Uh-huh.
That's how ingrained into my identity it is.
I mean, I'm not even
Oh.
from here, and it's ingrained into my identity.
Yes.
You are now.
I am
though.
now.
You were
I'm-
little when you
I'm
moved here.
converted.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I've fully
Yeah,
converted.
yeah, no.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I'm from here. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She plays for our team now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You
No.
got the toaster. You're in.
Oh, yeah. No, I got the letter jacket. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
apropos of absolutely nothing.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. We have a very special fan pick this week brought to you by, I never know how to say this name.
Levi.
Levi.
Oh, do you think it's Levy?
Sometimes I think
As
it's
in
Levy.
Eugene?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I think Zoe is Zoe.
Well, it's hard.
Don't you so?
It's a cool name. I just
It's a beautiful
always
name.
freeze when I have to pronounce it.
I always say Levi because, gosh darn it, I love their jeans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good pair of slacks.
No, yeah. No, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
no, yeah.
yeah, no, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
No, for sure,
Oh,
yeah.
no. Yeah.
Oh.
So Levi has selected
Strauss.
the topic of Darknet crimes.
Y'all, I wanted to find something way cooler and couldn't. So my section is fucking dumb. Just get ready.
Well, the
mine's
whole
pretty
point of
interesting.
the Darknet
Is to
is-
not find
is to
stuff.
is to not find
So
stuff.
I definitely did it right.
Right. I didn't
Yeah.
attempt
No, yeah.
to
No,
find
yeah.
Oh,
it.
yeah, no.
Yeah, no. But I hope we will learn more about it from Lucy's section.
Oh,
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
learn more than you ever cared to know.
Oh yeah. No,
More than
yeah.
you ever wanted to. Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So first, Amanda, what is our wine crime pairing for Darknet crimes?
Yeah, well, since the dark net is most commonly used as basically an internet black market,
Mm-hmm.
I looked into
We'll get
well,
to it.
I know we'll get to it, but like that's the most like common
That's
shit
the
is like
lead-in.
finding fake IDs and shit like and drugs. Oh my god. You're both so annoying. So I selected Black Market Wine Company's Collusion White Blend.
Oh, black market. I see.
This blend is 50% Sauvignon Blanc and 50% Semillon Blanc. And I don't think I've paired much Semillon Blanc, so I thought I'd give some info on this varietal.
Nice.
This is a classic French Bordeaux varietal that is often used in blends to give a crisp, dry product that is super drinkable. It's going to go great with hot dish and mac and cheese.
Oh.
This grape is most widely grown in France and Australia, mate. And this particular bottle has aromas of fresh cut grass, grapefruit, lemon zest, vanilla, and peach tea.
Okay, well, those are some of my favorite
Things.
fragrances
Yeah,
and teas.
and flavors. Yeah.
It reminds me of the array of body sprays from the Gap in the mid-90s.
Oh, yeah.
The peak,
Oh, yeah.
peak
Well, I mean,
set.
the cut
Oh,
grass,
yeah, no,
obviously.
yeah.
Cut grass was a big hit.
Yeah.
Grass
All
stain.
the cool girls had cut grass.
The
Or
the
love
fresh,
spell,
fresh
essentially.
grass. And also CK1. Was that what it was called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I
I
was
can
a,
still smell it. And Ralph Lauren.
I was a love spell from Victoria's Secret.
So
Is that who made that?
femme.
So femme.
Mhm.
So
I
good.
was a fresh grass, cut grass, whatever.
Kenyon was
fan.
Kenyon was a Gap, the grass.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was the Ralph Lauren, the in the really short bottle with like the teal around.
And I
Clinique
was
Happy.
trash.
Oh, Clinique Happy.
You
Yes,
were obsessed
yes,
with that
yes,
scent.
The Clinique Happy. You're
But
right.
like you only had the sample bottles.
No, actually, Kenyon gave me the full bottle for one of my Christmas gifts one year.
Wow, that's definitely one of the best gifts I've given you because I've given you some shit gifts.
You've given me a lot of shit gifts.
And then like an occasional great gift.
Hey, once a
Yeah.
decade is all it takes.
Yeah.
It's memorable. That's all that
Clearly,
matters.
it's stuck in my mind. The
Yeah,
one
that
time
was
you gave
like-
me an excellent gift.
That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. I've given
At
you like
least.
2 good ones since then.
Yeah.
I think as we get older, we kind
We
of come
care
into our
more.
own. We care more. We have our own disposable income.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah, sure. No, oh, yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever forgive you for steering my high school boyfriend in the very wrong direction.
You know, I will never
Oh, the
forgive
Tiffany one?
myself.
The
So
Tiffany.
it's really, you don't need to drive it home because I feel that more acutely than you ever could.
Legend has it that bottle is still full and sitting inside of a robin's egg blue box.
Oh no!
No, it's a
No.
bracelet.
That wasn't
Oh.
actually a beautiful gift, and it was a necklace bracelet set. It
Ah.
was like a scarlet red Swarovski crystal.
I thought you also got Tiffany perfume.
Yeah, but I love that.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
asked for that.
Okay.
No, this was a necklace bracelet set.
We
that
don't need to
looks-
rehash the whole
Don't-
thing.
we do.
I'm
Tell
sure
me
we
more.
have on the podcast.
It's
I don't
currently
know
at
if
a
we
Goodwill somewhere in the west suburbs of Minneapolis.
Oh my God,
but,
that's amazing. I love it.
Let's just say
Anyway.
I didn't get too attached to it.
Well, clearly, you gave it to Goodwill.
But I still have the perfume. I love that thing.
Good for you.
Okay.
On the palate, you'll find great acidity with
my God, I
flavors of
forgot
lime,
what we were doing and
grapefruit,
who we were.
ginger, and gooseberry.
That we were recording.
This is a wine with precision and focus, beautifully balanced, and with a long and lingering finish to this story.
I'll say.
She's a light white at 11.8% ABV and retails for $25 a bottle, which is a steal of a deal for how small batch this is with only 80 cases made.
Wow.
Wow.
Shall we crack?
Let's do it. We need that focus.
No tools necessary except the hands on your wrists.
Oh.
It's
nice.
almost, one could say, a spritz.
Oh. A nice crack. It's a nice crack.
It's spritz in the sense that I almost sprained my wrists.
I still have sunscreen in my goddamn eye which caused the lady at the drive-thru today to ask me if I was okay because she thought I was crying.
Well, I'm sure she
And
encounters
you were
a lot.
at McDonald's eating in the
Yeah,
parking lot. That was
I
the other
was.
half of the
And you know
of
what?
the context.
I'd earned it. I had to go through some private part
Poking and
doctor's
prodding.
visits with a speculum,
It was
and I got my flu
speculum-tastic.
shot today, and I earned that McDonald's.
You did, and I'm sure
Absolutely.
that woman has seen a lot of people crying in the McDonald's drive-thru. Like, that's not new.
I know. She was very sweet to ask, but it was sunscreen, and now it's still sunscreen, and now I might actually cry because I'm so fed up with the sunscreen.
You
Fair.
need some eye drops, my friend.
Okay. All right.
Get a
Well,
grip.
I'm going to try to get a grip during
Get a
Lucy's
drop.
case. What is our background and maybe psych for Darknet crimes?
Hello, Darknet, my old friend.
No psych. Okay. The dark web, also referred to as the dark net, is an encrypted portion of the internet that is not indexed by search engines and requires specific configuration, software, or authorization to access.
Tor, baby. The
so-
onion.
We'll get to Tor.
So there is not like
You got the door.
Any
Tor.
s-
You got the door. Tor.
Tor. So
I don't know what's happening. So there's not like actually a search engine for the dark web.
There are.
You need like extensions for your browser that keep you from being traceable to get on it, basically.
Yeah, there are search engines, but the dark web in general is super slow.
Yeah.
We'll get to why. And also, so that their search engines would be even slower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you kind of just have to know the web address that you are going to.
Exactly. And we'll get to it. So, although the dark web is sometimes portrayed as a domain frequented by criminal elements, it is also used by people who require privacy for entirely legal reasons, such as the exchange of proprietary business information or communication by political activists. We'll touch on this again later.
Uh-huh.
But before we get too far, I just want to give a quick clarification. The dark web and the deep web are similar, but they are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So neither one is accessible through a search engine like Google or whatever. But the deep web only requires a standard web browser. So deep web is just accessed by specific URLs. So anything behind a paywall or a site that requires credentials to access is considered the deep web.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Hey,
examples
our
would be
Patreon is the deep web.
yeah. So examples would be, or
Oh.
even the back end of our website is the deep web.
Oh.
So medical records, fee-based content, membership websites, and confidential corporate web pages are some of the kinds of things included in the deep web.
Very interesting. Never knew or thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so this one will blow your fucking gourd off. It's estimated
Okay.
that roughly 95%, and I've read statistics anywhere from 90 to 99%, but I'm going to go with 95% of the internet
100%.
is deep web.
Jesus.
So we
Yes.
have barely, it's tip of the iceberg, baby, what you're seeing on
Yeah.
Google.
What you and I have regular casual access to is literally the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
That is
So-
I believe that.
bizarre.
Another source that I read pegs this as 400 to 500 times the size of the quote unquote clear internet, which is the indexed internet, the regular internet.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So
That's wild.
deep web could be 400 to 500 times the size of regular web.
But when you think about everything that Lucy just said is included in deep web, where it's like every database, medical records, and those
Right.
are not one big hub. That is like, that's going to be different at every hospital, every medical
Right.
center. Like that makes sense. Like the deep web is like credit card information, government
It's
websites.
your
like,
online banking.
yeah, your online
It's
bank,
your
yeah.
Acorns account.
Yeah,
Hmm.
It's
like
all
of that stuff.
Interesting. Wow.
Mm.
Okay. Mind blown.
Yep. So that's the deep web. That is not what we're discussing today.
It's deep, but it's not always dark.
The dark web, which is also not always dark, on the other hand, is intentionally hidden and requires special software the correct decryption key, access rights, and the knowledge of how the fuck to navigate it because, like I said, it's slow for reasons which we'll touch on later. But it's also, I mean, it's not the regular web. It's not always super intuitive. It's usually not built by software engineers to make it really easily navigable.
So
you know what I mean?
You can't ask Jeeves to take you to the dark web.
You can't
Absolutely
go
not.
to altavista.com and
Right.
type in "take me to the dark web."
Right.
Well, the whole
that
point
might
of
work
it is
'cause
to have
nobody uses
internet
Alta
privacy
Vista anymore, so that might be a
true.
backdoor, but
That's what it's used for now.
Okay, so it's literally impossible to tell for sure, but experts estimate that the dark web accounts for about 5% of the internet, which is still a big percentage when you consider the internet.
right.
Okay, and so another distinction that I want to make, the dark web is the World Wide Web content that exists on dark nets. So dark nets are overlay networks that use the internet, but again, they require specific software configurations or authorization to access. An example of one type of overlay network is peer-to-peer networks, if you've heard of that phrase before.
I've heard of that.
Yes. So peer-to-peer networks fall under the category of a social network because each participant, or what they call a node, is talking to each other. So they're kind of on the same level. They communicate with each other.
Isn't that kind of like when kids used to do LAN parties and bring their computers over to one another's houses?
I think so.
Kind of. They're all on the same network and they're working together, but then a lot of those parties, you're still connected to the greater internet and playing with other people.
Yeah. So the other typical
I think
type,
of that as a WhatsApp chat, which not exactly like that, but
but kind
similar.
of because WhatsApp is theoretically encrypted, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we're talking about encrypted communications. That's what overlay networks are, basically.
Right.
Just to have a real basic question here. You say you need to have certain configurations and certain software and kind of know your way around computers more than the average user to get to the dark web. How does one get that software? Do you go to Best Buy?
No, you go to torproject.org.
Okay.
You buy it online.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Tor is free. I
Yeah.
didn't myself download it, but I'm pretty sure it's free.
Yeah, it's like
And
a
that
web
is
extension.
different than torrent.
That is different from torrent, and yes, I had to Google that myself.
Tor is
because
an
I was
acronym.
confused.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get to all of this.
Sorry.
So the other typical type of darknet is an anonymity proxy network. So for example, Tor. So Tor, Tor, is short for The Onion Router, which has absolutely nothing to do with the satirical zine,
The Onion.
The
It's
Onion.
like layers.
So Tor, okay, like we said, is free and open source software for enabling anonymous communication. So it directs internet traffic through a free worldwide volunteer overlay network consisting of more than 6,000 relays for concealing a user's location and usage from anyone conducting network surveillance or traffic analysis. So I know that this is kind of confusing. Just let me get through this section and then tell me if you have questions. So what's called onion routing was actually developed in the mid-90s by U.S. Naval Research Laboratory employees. It was developed by the U.S. government.
Makes sense.
Plus mathematician Paul Syverson and computer scientists Michael G. Reed and David Goldschlag to protect U.S. intelligence communications online. And now I'm about to say a sentence that I don't fucking understand, so don't ask me any questions about this particular verbiage.
Can't promise anything.
Onion routing is implemented by encryption in the application layer of the communication protocol stack, nested like layers of an onion.
What is there to not understand about that?
So basically, from my understanding of reading fucking 24 articles about this shit, it routes your request, your when you type in a URL that sends a request It routes your requests through a series of proxy servers operated by literally thousands of volunteers. They said 6,000 volunteers all over the world. So because it bounces through all of these different servers, it renders your unique IP address unidentifiable and untraceable.
At least less, because like it's still traceable, but it takes a lot more fucking work to trace you.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So
you still leave a little bit of a footprint, but it's really fucking hard to track.
You're always going to leave one of those fucking forensic files, red fibers from the bottom of the Buick. Like
you're always going to have a maroon fiber somewhere on your body.
You can't avoid it.
Right.
Under your fingernails.
But it'll take a long time or a lot of,
a lot of manpower
effort.
and resources to track it.
Right. So it's like whatever scene and whatever Mission Impossible type movie or Bourne Identity movie where it's just they're staring at like a giant digital map and something is just pinging everywhere.
And it's all like black and green.
Yeah.
And like Edward Snowden was a big proponent of like using Tor extensions basically because he's a big like fucking privacy guy. So a lot of like Kenyon said
because he worked for the fucking NSA and he saw
what they're watching.
How they're watching everybody.
Exactly. So a lot of people, like Lucy said, do use it just for their basic internet privacy, not like to buy drugs on the internet.
And we'll get to all of this.
We used to use a VPN in China and even in South Africa just to have a different IP address.
Oh, so you can access like Netflix.
We could access different.
So that is an example of an overlay network. And so a lot of overlay networks, not necessarily Tor, because I actually have a map of Tor usage on the drive, which will be on the blog, and China is a very, very, very small on that map. So I think because most of China uses, well, I'm not going to say most of China, but most people in China who use a VPN don't use Tor. They use different kinds of VPNs.
Yeah, it was cheap and it was mainly so that we could like occasionally access Facebook to like communicate with family back home because that was banned.
But the government was still monitoring whatever VPN we were using. It was literally just so I could check Facebook and watch The Office. That was the only reason I used it.
And
it wasn't to talk about like dissident talk. You know?
Oh, no, of course not. And when shit started to hit the fan with the Jasmine Revolution, they cracked down hardcore.
They cut off our internet for a month, and that was with us using the VPN.
Yeah, so the VPN that we were using was like tacitly sanctioned, I think, by the government, which was also before Xi Jinping. So they were like a little more loose about things. It was Hu Jintao, and he like wasn't such a hard ass.
But it was Xi when we were there.
No.
It wasn't?
Nope.
Oh, I didn't know who the president was in the country I lived in for a year. That's fine. Not a big deal. I really thought it was she. Okay.
I mean, I don't think so. I could be wrong. Let's see.
It doesn't really matter.
She.
Okay. So Tor was first launched in September 2002, and they made it public a year later. Tor actually welcomes attacks by hackers exposing vulnerabilities in the system. And in fact, these attacks, these like punctures in the system are an active area of academic research. So
Xi Jinping became whatever leader in November 2012.
Oh, well, I was super wrong. That's fine. Whatever. We're not there anymore, so
we out.
We out. I'm able to freely Google literally anything
the president
for my
of
job.
China.
Yeah.
So Tor is not meant to completely solve the issue of anonymity on the web, as Amanda said. It is not designed to completely erase tracks, but instead to reduce the likelihood for sites to trace actions and data back to the user. Tor is used for illicit reasons and also for completely, totally fine and normal reasons. And like I said, it's funded by various agencies within the U.S. government to this day.
Like sometimes when you're living in South Africa and you just really want to watch BBC iPlayer episodes of Vera and you can't access them outside of
Yeah, I know how that
it's
is.
really upsetting.
Yes. I feel so seen. So legal or quote-unquote normal users might include people who wish to keep their internet activities private from websites and advertisers, because as we know, your fucking phone is listening to you. It's horrifying. People concerned about cyber spying, users who are evading censorship, such as activist journalists, people with English majors who graduated in 2009 and couldn't get a fucking job in the United States, so they went to China for a year.
I do feel seen.
Victims of domestic abuse and the social workers who help them. So, like, people who have stalkers, for example, they might use Tor to just not be traced, or at least as
apps
easily.
like Signal are basically, I don't know if it's specifically Tor, but it's the same concept.
Well, Tor is one of many programs like this. It's just maybe the most popular. It's very widely used.
I wonder if like witness protection people.
I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. Also, military professionals who, for whatever, like various reasons, would want to be not traced. Illegal activities include privacy protection or censorship circumvention, like if you were an English major in 2009 and fled to China for a year, as well as distribution of child abuse content, drug sales, or malware distribution. According to one estimate, quote, overall, on an average day in an average country, about 6.7% of Tor network users connect to onion/hidden services that are disproportionately used for illicit purposes. So it's not coming right out and saying that, but around 6.7% on any given day is being used for bad stuff.
That is way less than I would have thought.
I know.
Interesting.
So that's why, like, people think of like the dark web, the dark net, as like, I'm gonna go buy a cocaine.
Well,
online.
yeah, because the
It's, like,
word
not-
dark
it's
it is not standing for bad. It's standing for hidden.
yeah, it's standing for not transparent. And yeah, that's fine.
Interesting.
So, like I said, if you're interested, you can download the Tor browser for free at torproject.org. And it is not illegal to have that on your computer. It is not illegal to use it.
So if somebody is doing like a forensic computer thing on your computer and you have the Tor browser, is there a browser history on your computer?
No.
I imagine there.
Nope.
It doesn't
Nope.
save or capture anything.
It doesn't save your cookies. It doesn't save your history. It pumps everything through that multi-layer onion.
It's not going to do that real
thing. So
convenient
there's-
thing on
there-
Google where if you like start to type a website you've been to before, it populates the rest of it. It does not do shit like that. It doesn't save any of your history.
Interesting.
But forensic
And
like
also to
tech
go-
people can find those trails, but it's not as easy as like searching in their Tor browser for where they've been.
Right. Well, that was kind of more my question. It's like, I mean, if like the privacy piece is great, but at the same time, like if people are searching for like, you know, child sexual abuse material, you want that to be
And there are
traceable.
ways to find that, but it does take like teams of tech forensic experts to do that because it's just like it's encrypted. So they have to like unwind that huge web that Lucy was talking about, that really tangled map.
Of 6,000 users
Yeah,
worldwide.
so it just takes like a lot of processing power and way smarter people than anyone we know.
Right, of course, yeah.
And also going
Goes
back to your
without
question,
saying.
well, I know like maybe one and a half. I
could
know one and a
barely
half
find
smart people.
My enabled cookies browser history. So
Yeah, you're not going to get away with much.
not my concern.
Back to your question about the Tor versus torrent. Amanda, you know more about this than I do, but basically torrent is a way to like stream
It's illegal
things
downloads.
that it's illegal downloads. You could use the Tor browser to torrent certain material.
Yeah, I mean, you could use the Tor browser to like find a host site that has the material uploaded to it that then you download. And like when I used to do it, it was like the website I use.
Allegedly.
Oh, I don't care. I totally did it. The website I used was Pirate Bay, and then it would have to change. It would just change like website names or like dot whatever. That would move around all the time.
Yeah, it would bounce around
Yeah.
all the time.
And now it's
So,
completely defunct and you can't use it anymore.
Yeah. I
To
used
watch
it.
like TV shows.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
stuff?
it was like Napster, Winamp, or
Yeah.
Kazaa, like all that shit for downloading music. It was like you could get music, you could get movies that had just come out,
movies that were still in theaters,
Right.
like
TV shows.
leaked movies.
right.
It was
Yeah.
it was the
But
pre-Netflix,
they're-
like Amazon, you know, era.
Yeah. But I feel like post-COVID, like now that everything is available for streaming in your home, that kind of stuff just isn't.
I haven't
It's
needed
not
to use
really
it in
around
forever
that
because, like,
much.
I'm happy to pay for movies. It was
Right.
more about I don't want to leave my house.
Right. Or sometimes, like, even if you were willing to leave your house and buy a ticket, there was nowhere to access it.
Right.
Some things, like, weren't on DVD or
Exactly.
weren't in theaters.
Yeah. Or we didn't, like, back in the day when HBO and Showtime and stuff were only on, like, a certain cable or, like, Dish Network subscription for your
Right.
TV. So
Yeah,
we just
so-
couldn't see certain shit because we're not going to fucking pay for that.
So there was also a part of part of one of the articles that I read that I think relates to this. So remember when you had your internet and you had to plug it into a phone jack in your house?
Sure do.
So basically, at a time, the internet relied on phone, like actual physical phone lines.
Mhm.
But now, since everything is like, you know,
Wireless, basically.
now we're at a time when phones actually rely on the internet. They've kind of swapped.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, that same goes for exactly what you guys were talking about, like buying tickets, going to a theater, blah, blah, blah. Now everything is wireless, streamable, it's accessible from wherever. So, like, the game changes real quick.
It does.
Sure does.
It's
Yeah.
kind of wild how, like, we grew up in the youth of the internet. And I know we talk about this all the time, but, like, we talk about it all the time because it's fucking mind-blowing.
It's amazing. And I'm so not, like, even, I can barely do computer shit. But, like, the fact that I'm even able to keep up a little bit is
Right.
mind-blowing given, like, how old we were when this shit started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Like-
always really impressed when I see like a 50-year-old or 60-year-old person who's like in the tech world who knows what the fuck they're doing. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, please teach my parents.
I know, my uncle's in his 60s and he's an IT guy. It's like, how?
How do you have the energy to keep up? It changes so fucking fast.
When you were little, like, you could only watch, like, The Wizard of Oz once a year on
Right.
TV that was the size of, like, a credenza and it was black and white. Like, I don't understand how you can keep up with this much change.
And
It
as soon
doesn't
as
make
it went to
sense.
commercial, you had to race to the kitchen to pop your popcorn and race back because you couldn't like rewind.
Or pause. I mean, we
like-
were in dark times, people. The dark
We had
ages.
separate machines just to leave a voicemail for someone.
Yup. With
and
a tape
to
in it.
physically rewind a bit of film on two spokes before returning one single video to a brick and mortar store.
Well,
I
our
was-
VHS player had a rewind function in it, but yes, I know what you mean about the separate
Well,
rewind
I was
box.
actually jealous of Kenyon's separate one because then you could start another movie
Yeah,
while
yeah.
your previous movie was rewinding.
That was like actually like poor bouge.
the height of luxury.
Yeah,
oh, my
that was
family
luxury.
was poor bouge is exactly the definition of my childhood.
I was actually thinking the other day, like, it's only a matter of time before the word rewind goes completely like
Right.
out because it doesn't make sense.
Well, kids today, I sound so old, but there was something about how, like, Gen Z and even younger than Gen Z didn't understand why we say hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Or even the motion for
Roll
like
up
call
the
me.
window on a
Right.
car.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, we're old.
We used to
Moving
have
on.
to turn a knob.
There's a lot, okay? Be nice to your elders because
Yeah.
we have had, we've got whiplash, okay?
Also, we
Hell of a time.
invented those wide leg elephant pants, okay?
Yeah, we
And
fucking
also-
did.
Can someone just please confirm that when styles come back around a second time, they like burn out faster? Because I don't know how much longer I can handle bucket hats.
The
Yeah.
chokers, the bucket hats. I'm
Chokers,
over.
I'm
over
fine.
it.
I like a choker, but the bucket hats
It's too
need
much
to go.
Yeah, it's
Well,
we're done. We're
It's
done
only-
with that.
It's only gonna get worse. I mean, we wore like bell bottoms in middle school. I'm sure our parents fucking hated that.
Yeah, they did. I know.
Okay. In January 2015, about 15.4% of web-based onion services were related to buying and selling drugs. 9% was related to Darknet markets, which are basically commercial black markets where users can buy anything, including drugs. And I'm not really sure how they delineated markets versus drugs in this particular graph. But Darknet markets sold counterfeit currency, drugs, weapons, cyber arms, forged documents, unlicensed pharmaceuticals, and stolen credit card information, to name just a few examples.
That is terrifying.
The currency for these markets is typically Bitcoin or some sort of cryptocurrency, which is a whole other rat's nest that I can comprehend it, but I definitely don't actually understand the workings of
and
it.
I don't want to fucking talk about NFTs either.
No.
I don't know.
Don't
I don't.
email
I
nope,
refuse.
Nope.
We understand as much as we care to understand.
We don't
I can
want
only
to
be
know.
pushed so far.
Enough is enough.
Yep.
Please
Yes.
don't email us.
We've
And
already
I'm not
erupted.
going to invest.
We've
No,
already
we're not.
erupted over bucket hats. I can't with the NFT.
We are at our limit.
Let's invest
No.
with Bitcoin in an NFT of someone wearing a bucket hat.
The first person to tweet about a bucket hat.
Ish. Oh my God. Okay.
NFTs are just fucking money laundering. I'm just going to come out and say it. Mark my words.
I don't understand them, and I don't want to talk about that anymore because they make me physically ill. Okay.
I know.
Silk Road was not the first online black marketplace, but probably the most famous one. It was founded in February 2011 by someone calling themselves Dread Pirate Roberts, which is like a throwback to The Princess Bride. In June 2011, Gawker published an article about it, and classic Chuck Schumer was like, "Hey, DEA, make them stop."
Yeah.
Because he like
Stop
didn't
it.
hashtag boomer probably didn't fucking understand
This sounds bad.
that this was way easier said than done, Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, also getting really annoyed with his once-a-day tweets. Today would be a great day for Joe Biden to cancel student debt and doing nothing else about it.
I just
Your performative student debt cancellation activism is not cutting it.
I just want I'm really tired of this entire administration, I'm going to be honest. All of
It's
it.
better than the alternative.
It's better than the
but
alternative,
that is
but
not saying much.
No.
Yeah. Kind of speaks to the state of affairs in America right now.
But
Anyway.
also, you have to vote for the Democrats because the alternative is really fucking bad.
I mean, yeah. For us, it's bad. For many other parts of the population, it like doesn't even fucking matter who's in charge.
Don't say that. Don't say that. It does matter.
We're moving
it
on. I
Matters
can't.
marginally. It matters.
I'm barely hanging on. We have to move on. So by March 2013, the site, as in Silk Road, had about 10,000 products for sale by vendors, 70% of which were drugs. So lots of drugs.
Yeah.
And Silk Road actually had terms of service which stipulated that they would not accommodate the sale of quote unquote harmful things. You could obviously argue that drugs are harmful, obviously.
But they were
A
like,
lot
whatever.
of pot on the Silk Road. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of like cocaine and like
Right.
MDMA and things like that.
Well,
but,
they're harmful drugs, but they were just like, drugs aside.
but they're not directly harmful. So things like CSAM, stolen credit cards, assassinations, or weapons of any type were
Right.
not permitted to be sold on Silk Road.
Yeah.
So no things that are like only harmful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, but that also inspired a bunch of other online marketplaces to crop
fill
up
in the gaps.
to sell specifically those things.
And we
So
will get to it.
that's excellent. So it was also unique in that it had a crowdsourcing component where users could leave reviews for products and vendors in different forums. In October 2013, police arrested a man named Ross Ulbricht at a public library in San Francisco. Also, I thought it was funny that he was in San Francisco, but originally the FBI thought that Silk Road was like the IP was in Iceland.
Amazing.
So like they were a little bit off, but that's fine. So he was alleged to be Dread Pirate Roberts. The FBI accused him not only of being the mastermind behind Silk Road, but also and specifically of money laundering, computer hacking, conspiracy to traffic narcotics, and attempting to have 6 people killed.
So I guess his personal morals went out the window.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I won't let other people do this, but
I'ma do it.
the 6 people killed, I think they ended up dropping that charge because there was no evidence, which evidence I'm sure was very scant to begin with, but I don't know. It seemed to me that the attempted assassination of 6 people was probably a stretch on the FBI's part to make him sound like an actually dangerous person.
an actual dread pirate.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. There's literally no way to know. So a month after Ross was arrested, Silk Road 2.0 launched.
Oh my God, amazing.
And this one was
Silkroad.gov.
right. .onion.gov.
.onion.darknet.gov.
And
.edu.
this new one was run by a former administrator. That one was also shut down, and that person was arrested a year later. In November 2020, the U.S. government seized over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin
Whoa.
Wow.
connected to
Which
the
the
Silk
next
Road.
day was worth $7,000.
Cent.
Right.
Dollars.
Dollars.
I can't. This is a single dollars.
I keep up with
U.S.
it.
dollars.
I can.
US dollars. I can't even do that. You're
I
amazing.
can't so hard that I can't, and then I loop back to can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So Ross was eventually convicted and is currently serving life without the possibility of parole.
Oh, bye-bye.
There have been other darknet markets since Silk Road, of course, but it seems like a lot of them involve users getting their Bitcoin stolen. So what's known as an exit scam, where the market itself can abruptly shut down and just take the buyers and the vendors' cryptocurrency at any time.
Don't steal my bit.
And that's because
No refunds, no fucking customer service.
Right.
It's illegal.
That's because they keep the Bitcoin funds in an escrow between the order and the actual fulfillment of the product.
Right.
So at any given time, these marketplaces have a whole fund full of pending Bitcoin purchases.
Yeah, I mean, that's the risk of doing this secretive encrypted shit. It's not like you're handing $10 into somebody else's hand.
Oh no.
You can't tattle when it's illegal.
Yep. So regarding the URLs for dark websites, and I'm just plugging this in here because I thought it was interesting. Instead of ending in something like .com or other common suffixes, dark web URLs typically end in .onion, which is a
I've
special
never heard of that.
which is a specially used domain suffix. Dark websites also have URLs that are a mix of letters and numbers, making them harder to find or to remember. So, for example, Silk Road used to go by the URLs Silk Road 6OWNOWFK.onion and Silk Road 7RN2PUHJ.onion.
That's basically the password to my Wi-Fi at my house because I just never changed it from the
Yeah, it
jumble
just
of
came
letters
with
and
the
numbers that
box.
it came with. Yeah.
Yep. And you'll never remember it and you'll never change it.
And nope.
So in terms of the e-commerce portion of these dark markets, how does this all even work? This is from CSOonline.com. Dark web commerce sites have the same features as any e-retail operation, including ratings and reviews, shopping carts, and forums, but there are other important differences. One being quality control. When both buyers and sellers are anonymous, the credibility of any rating system is dubious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Airbnb
There isn't a
where you
manager.
can be like,
Yeah.
A+ would recommend this, bought drugs from this guy.
Yeah. So
Got stabbed here once.
Would go back.
Would go back.
So ratings are easily manipulated, and even sellers with long track records have been known to suddenly disappear with their customers' crypto coins only to set up shop later under a different alias.
Yeah.
I did read also that at least the way that Silk Road first started, they had It was either a lottery or an auction situation to choose the vendors. I guess just to make it like less of a guarantee that you would be a vendor. So you're already like exposing yourself and being a little bit vulnerable before you're even chosen to be a vendor.
So they had to submit some information to.
Yes, there is some sort of application process.
Okay.
And there's also some sort of like financial investment. So it couldn't just be like you or me.
Gotta buy your
Invest
inventory.
in yourself. Hashtag girl boss. Hashtag
Girl
women
boss.
empowering women. Pirates empowering pirates.
If you're not on Silk Road, then you don't support women.
Stay-at-home mom criminals. It's fine. But yeah, there was/is some kind of application process to vet these vendors, which in itself is like you're
I want that
anonymous,
job.
but
It's more
Yeah,
than I
anyway.
thought there would be.
yeah. So there is some level of integrity, at least for what I read, at least for about Silk Road. Prior to it being shut down, obviously.
Whatever happened to just going to the nightclub and buying $20 worth of oregano?
I mean,
Cloves of garlic.
I suppose if you're trafficking in higher amounts or if you want to be way more safe about it, I feel like you'd be way more likely to be busted by doing that than ordering something online on the dark web.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're more exposed. The whole point is the privacy aspect of it.
Plus,
And
as
the
everybody knows,
convenience.
we hate leaving our house. I don't want to go to a club to get some weed.
Absolutely
true.
not.
That's true.
A club. Get a club.
She said club.
I know. I love it.
Okay. Okay, so just to wrap this up here, like I said, most e-commerce providers offer some kind of escrow service that keeps customer funds on hold until the product has been delivered. However, in the event of a dispute, it's pretty much up to the buyer and the seller to duke it out, which like you're anonymous and you're online, you're not going to get a refund if you get fucked over.
So the escrow is kind of just for show, really.
Well, it's because there's a conversion of Bitcoin to your actual currency.
Yeah, it's required, but it's cumbersome.
Yeah, but it does make kind of sense.
Yeah.
Every communication is encrypted, so even the simplest transaction requires what's called a PGP key. And this basically just decodes an encrypted communication. It's like literally a translator app.
Okay.
So even completing a transaction is no guarantee that the goods will arrive. Many need to cross international borders, and customs officials are cracking down on suspicious-looking packages. The dark web news site deep.web teams with stories of buyers who have been arrested or jailed for attempted purchases. So, like, the people who operate in this community, they have forums all over the place where they, like, communicate with each other, like, don't buy from this vendor, don't go on this site, whatever. Like, they kind of, like, look out for each other.
It just sounds like so much work, but I guess I'm not in demand of some of these products.
Right. So, as in the real world, the price you pay for stolen data fluctuates as the market changes. According to Privacy Affairs Dark Web Price Index 2021, these are the most current prices for some of the data and services commonly traded over the dark web.
Interesting. Okay.
For a cloned credit card with a PIN, you can expect to pay between $25 and $35, which is
That's
fucking
so
nothing.
cheap.
What
I know.
the hell?
Oh my God.
For credit card details, so like banking, accounting, routing numbers,
Yeah.
with account balances up to $5,000, you can expect to pay about $240.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
Stolen online banking login information with at least $2,000 in the account will run you about $120.
I like how they sort their victims.
I'm changing all of my passwords.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually
This is
listen to those alerts
terrifying.
that say that I have to change my password.
Yeah. PayPal transfers from stolen accounts will cost you between $50 to $340. I'm assuming based on how much is in these PayPal accounts.
Mhm.
People, when we bought our house, definitely thought that I was like maybe a drug dealer because in South Africa, I was getting paid from the podcast in PayPal, like exclusively.
Yeah.
You're basically evading taxes.
I wasn't. I was paying my U.S. taxes, but like my only bank account was
Soups didn't look like it.
PayPal.
Yikes.
And like trying to explain that, I was like, no, I am American, but like,
but
it was a lot.
Oh.
It's much easier to just have a bank account. Turns out.
Yeah.
turns out.
So you can purchase a hacked social media account from between $1 and $60.
Yeah, not worth it.
You can buy a hacked Gmail account for $80, also not worth it.
Yeah, why would
Or
need
you
that?
can buy a hacked eBay account with good reputation for $1,000.
Wow, that's pricey.
I didn't realize eBay like fucking existed anymore, so.
Well, the eBay thing kind of makes sense because I think the way that their algorithms work is that you need to have like a really great seller's history. And like a lot of work goes into your eBay store to make like a true profit on eBay because it makes you like more searchable, like it boosts your SEO.
Oh.
And like, so if you like pop on eBay on occasion to sell an item every once in a while, you're like not ever gonna fucking sell it because
Right.
no one will find it.
Dang.
So that kind of
that
makes
one
sense
makes
to
sense
me.
if you want to start selling
Yeah.
some bullshit on eBay.
Exactly.
Like
that
that's
one,
all you would get out of that. Or pretend selling some shit on eBay and
Yeah.
stealing people's money
if you're
in a short
scamming on
span of time.
eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
I'm
you're
sure
scamming
there
on
are
eBay
still
and you want a high
scams.
quality account to make your SEO super high, that
I'm
would
sure
I
there
can
are
see the value in
scams
that.
on eBay that people.
Oh, absolutely. And then your store gets taken down. But if you can, like Kenyon said, get a bunch of money from people first,
Yep.
then
And
that $1,000 is a worthy investment.
Yep.
And then the Gmail one makes sense because, you know, you hope that there's some private information being emailed around.
And it's also
blackmail.
login. Yeah, that too.
Oh, or blackmail, or just like, you know,
Like a fuck
Nigerian
ton of my
prince
stuff
scams.
is just like logging in through via Gmail. You know? Oh my God. I'm getting off the internet. I'm done.
I know,
Well,
right?
That is my segment. I hope you've learned a lot and maybe
I'm
a little bit of a
horrified.
cautionary tale.
I'm
Yeah.
really scared. I'm too old to come up with new passwords, people.
Just don't hack me. I'm not worth it.
Or not worth it.
God damn it.
All right, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors, shall we?
Cool. I'm
do
going to
it.
go pace around for 5 minutes and pull at my like one string on my sweatshirt that I can't leave alone.
We all know that it is very important to take care of your health. And something that makes it really easy to do that is Care of. So all of Care of's products are formulated with good-for-you, clean ingredients that are backed by science, and they come in a cute little pouch. Couldn't be easier.
They're so cute. That little pouch like makes the routine so easy. So like you said, the recommendations that they have for you for your vitamins come in daily individually wrapped packets that are perfect for getting back into or maybe just starting a routine. It's incredible. And one of my favorite things about Care of is their extremely thorough, but like very quick and easy online quiz. You know, we love a good quiz. So Care of's in-depth online quiz takes the guesswork out of vitamins and asks you questions about your diet, your lifestyle, and health concerns to help you address your specific wellness goals. So like when I started with Care of, I took the online quiz. I was taking like random gummy vitamins I saw at checkout at the grocery store. Like I had no idea what I was
You
doing.
were just in the dark.
Yeah, I was
Just winging it.
I was just eating stuff and praying my nails would grow. And it was not working out for me. So the online quiz was amazing because it really did curate like a perfect pack of vitamins that was just quick, easy, and I actually have like my goals in mind specifically when I take my vitamins every day.
And your
God
nails
bless Care
look
of.
great.
They really do. They're so much stronger.
So for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GALS50, GALS50. Again, for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code GALS50 and treat your life.
Treat it. I go to a lot of weddings.
You officiate them.
I officiate them, and I'm basically a professional wedding attendee.
Mm-hmm.
And there are moments that I will always remember. And there are moments, sometimes leading up to it, that can be a little tough to navigate. Because it's like not just about walking down the aisle or cutting the cake or dancing the night away. There are a million little moments that really stick with you, not only as a guest, but obviously when you're planning your wedding. And those are the things that you want to remember the most, like how easy it was to get the FAQ about like where to park or what hotels to check out or, you know, where to RSVP, because I lose everything. And if you send me something in the mail, it's going to end up in my trash can accidentally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yup. And like your registry, all these things, having them in one place is really the greatest thing in the world. And all of the moments leading up to your wedding day, the most important thing to remember is Zola.
Seriously, shout it from the rooftops, people. Whatever kind of wedding you're planning, Zola.com is the one place to start. They have got your back for all of your wedding needs. And that is why over 1 million couples have planned their weddings with Zola. And my husband and I are one of those couples. So if you're looking for a wedding venue, they'll give you personalized recommendations. If you want an amazing gift registry, you will find everything you need from classic cookware to cash funds like honeymoon funds. You can get like gift cards for different places. I mean, I loved my Zola registry. And as a wedding guest, I love buying the gift for the couple off the Zola registry. Just makes everything like really simple and fun. And Zola can even help you create stunning save the dates, invites, and a matching wedding website with, like Amanda said, all those FAQs in one place, plus like cute designs. It's amazing.
So cute.
Weddings can be expensive, but planning with Zola never is, because all of their planning tools are completely free to use, like a free wedding website that is home to your gift registry, which, by the way, comes with free shipping and returns. It's amazing. And it's not just free, it's also risk-free. You can get free personalized samples of your invites, so you can try them out before you buy. And of course, free envelopes and guest addressing.
Oh,
Amazing. So whatever
That's
your
huge.
style or budget, Zola has you covered. You can think less about the million little things you need to do on your list and more about those million wedding moments you'll always remember.
So if you're planning your wedding, here is our tip. Start with Zola. Go to zola.com/gals today and use promo code SAVE50 for 50% off your save the dates. Zola is the one place to start for your wedding day. That's zola.com, ZOLA.com/GALS, and use code SAVE50 and treat your nuptials.
Trade 'em.
trade 'em.
Are we ready for the case?
Probably not.
Usually not.
Only a few people die.
Oh.
What a relief.
That
What a
we
nice
know
change.
of. Okay. The roots could go much deeper. Okay.
They often do.
Undoubtedly, one of the more disturbing aspects of the dark web is the existence of numerous websites that claim to offer hitmen for hire.
Yeah.
So the pitch for these websites goes that in exchange for Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency, you can arrange to have someone offed or murdered, all the while remaining completely anonymous because the arrangement will be made using a false name on a site that uses encryption and, you know, all that bing, 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 whatever system, onion, whatever, leaving no trail for authorities to follow. These sites exist in a couple different forms. Some actually, and I had never heard of this one, solicit crowdfunding in order to, quote, raise money for the assassination of a specific, like, high-profile person, like a politician
Dang.
or a VIP.
It's a GoFundMe.
My God.
It's literally a GoFundMe for a hitman to kill a famous person.
To murder like Deborah Messing.
That one's bad. But
How did you come up with Deborah Mess?
I
is
don't know. That just popped
we
into
are
my brain.
mind melding, but like I was
that what you were thinking?
right there with you. And I like her.
We must protect Deborah Mess.
I have no issues with Deborah Messing. That was just
Yeah.
the name that for whatever reason popped into my
Right.
head.
Hashtag
Let's-
save
Let's
Deborah.
Start a GoFundMe to raise money to have a bodyguard like guild for Deborah Messing.
For
I don't
Deborah.
think anyone needs that, including
Protect
Deborah Messing.
protect Deborah.
She has a lot of money. I think she's fine.
Yeah, she's fine.
So other websites are aimed at individual, quote, grudge bearers looking to book a hit on someone in their lives, like a typical murder.
Mm-hmm.
However, it is a fairly open secret among those familiar with the dark web that these sites actually provide neither service. They are simply scams, and using one of them will result in nothing more than lost time and money.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, just operate under the assumption that everyone is an undercover cop.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Best case, you're just going to lose your money. Worst case, you're going to get fucking arrested.
Absolutely. I actually looked for a case where an undercover cop accidentally hired a different undercover cop to do
that
a
would
hit,
be good.
and I couldn't find one, but I'm sure it's happened.
I think it has.
So, different story, but in 2016, a London man named Christopher Montero decided to do his own digging into these websites. He wanted to, like, research how they worked, not actually use them.
It's purely academic.
Well, it was actually. He had like a blog and he was writing about it. So,
Well, like we said, using the dark web is not inherently illegal. So
Right.
right. So Montero, who is described in a lengthy profile in Wired magazine as, quote, a tall man in his 30s with thick sable hair, a short beard, and deep-set dark eyes.
Okay.
Sable.
I know. What is sable hair?
I
I'm gonna
don't
Google
know.
Sable.
Horse-like,
It's like a
stable.
golden
Is
brown.
it salt and pepper?
Oh, it's like a mink. Well,
Oh, so
a,
it's
a
real
sable
soft.
is a mink. Hold
Soft
on.
and
Sable.
plush.
Don't they come in different
Color.
colors? Is that actually not very descriptive?
Oh, it just means black.
Oh, what the hell? Okay.
Get different
Get
adjectives.
fucked.
Get
so,
fucked.
Well, this is like a dark brown. Like a dark brown.
Okay.
It usually applies to dogs. They have sable coloring.
Okay. So this guy with the dog hair is an expert on all things dark web.
Sable web.
He has a day job as a computer systems administrator and essentially another full-time job at night where he goes home to spend hours upon hours trawling the deepest recesses of the web and then writing about it. So in his own words, he is a, quote, cybercrime and niche topic internet researcher, and honey, aren't we all? So after an extensive review of these so-called hitman websites, Montero concluded that not a single one of them provided the service that it claimed. They were all scam sites created either to troll people or to scam them out of Bitcoin or to like catch them trying to
Right. To
off
catch a
their
predator.
spouses. Yeah, to catch a predator. He found no evidence of anybody ever being killed by a hitman hired anonymously on the dark web, nor of any hitman who actually worked this way. So, like, hitmen exist, but
You just
they're
gotta
not,
know a guy.
They're not like freelancing on the interweb.
Listen,
that's the-
get him on Home Advisor.
Angie's List.
Yes.
Which is now just called Angie.
I thought it was just called List.
I think it's just called Angie.
Either way,
They
awful.
have actually separated.
Yeah,
The owners
exactly.
split
They got
the IP.
divorced.
Mr. and Mrs. List are now just Andy and Ray.
Ooh,
That's a different story.
That's a different story.
So, okay.
God, we're dark.
Okay, so Montero wrote a lengthy article about his findings with footnotes on a website called Rational Wiki, which is a site that was created in 2007 with the stated goal of analyzing and refuting pseudoscience and conspiracy theories. So I feel like we should all check that out,
Yeah.
although I have not yet. So hashtag retweets are not endorsements. So soon after publishing his article, Montero noticed something odd. An anonymous Rational Wiki user had made an edit to his article, which changed his central thesis to read, quote, all assassination sites are scams except for Besa Mafia, which is real.
Credible.
Oh my God.
And they'd also appended a link to this alleged real hitman site. Montero was pissed.
Because he's like, I did not write that.
He worked really hard on this wiki article.
God damn it.
And so he reported it to the admins and urged them to permanently delete it. And then rather than preserve it in the page's edit history, like permanently delete it. And they did. They listened to him. But it was not long before Montero's article was edited yet again.
Ugh.
This time it read, an other site is Besa Mafia, a marketplace where hitmen can sign up to provide their services and where customer can order ... And that is a direct quote.
My God.
This edit didn't include a link, but the admins like got rid of it, but they let it stay in the page's edit history. So Montero decided to do some research into Besa Mafia. So essentially, it kind of worked as like an advertising tactic.
Right, because now he's going to check it out.
Well,
Right.
Yeah, you're linking to it.
Right.
No such thing as bad press, people.
Right. So not because he believed it to be real. He knew it was just another scam.
Oh, for sure. But he's like, why the fuck are they
Spamming me.
spamming
my article.
me? I'm
Right.
curious.
Yeah, he's fucking furious.
I would fully look it up. Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
So he went to Besa Mafia's homepage, which was poorly designed and written in broken English. The site claimed to be run by, quote, the Albanian Mafia.
Okay. All of it.
Just all of
them.
it. The one.
The whole one.
And to be offering to provide a range of services starting at $5,000 for a, quote, basic killer and running up to $30,000 for a, quote, ex-military trained hitman with sniper rifle on buildings.
You got your basic bitch and your extra bitch.
My God.
I'd upgrade to the extra.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you upgrade now, you could save 10%.
Basic is just a guy.
Yeah, basic is just anybody. I'd be basic for $5,000.
Oh, yeah.
So after checking out the site, Montero wrote a scathing review of it on his personal blog, calling it a blatant scam like all the others. It was not long, though, before someone from Besa Mafia found this blog post and reached out,
Well, yeah.
sending him an email that read, quote, hello, HELO.
Halo.
Hello.
Hello, mother.
I am one of the admins of the Besa Mafia website on Deep Web.
Isn't Halo like Spanish for ice?
I have no
I don't
idea.
think so. I
El
don't think
Nino.
so. I don't think so. Halo is Spanish for hair.
El Nino.
Oh, it's Hielo. Hielo. Hielo.
A little bit different.
I was almost there.
Real close.
Would it be possible for us to pay for a true and honest positive review?
Oh my God.
Oh, I
Yes, it
love
would.
that.
Yes, it would.
Let me
yeah.
know if we can prove to you that we are legit.
prove to you that we will murder someone for hire.
Yeah. Literally, yes.
I'm obsessed with this.
The email was signed Yura.
Listen, it's hard out there for an entrepreneur. So I get it. They're hustling and I love it.
Maybe
You gotta
she's an entrepreneur.
They're doing
you
the
gotta
work.
get influencers
Entrepreneur.
somehow. You gotta pay them
Herstory.
for their reviews.
Yeah. Amazon does it.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Jesus. Can't trust reviews fucking anywhere anymore.
No.
I almost made a really mean joke, but then John would just have to cut it, so I won't say it.
Tell us at the ad break.
Yeah. Tell us later. Remember, write it down. So Montero began exchanging emails with Yura, pointing out reasons the site was an obvious scam. But Yura was insistent that it wasn't, writing in one email, quote, "We are open to suggestions. We will do our best to make it the best marketplace, focusing on body harm, revenge, and property destruction."
Wait.
Fucking serious. Was that a quote?
That's a quote.
Oh my God.
We aim to be the best marketplace, focusing on body harm, revenge, and
We're the
property
best at
destruction.
being the worst.
Oh my God.
And you can take that to the bank.
I actually
I love it. I fucking love it.
It's a fucking awful, obviously, but it's
Well, yeah.
so blatant that you have to love it.
I know. Marketplace focusing on body harm, revenge is pretty great. I mean, we might have to change our Patreon tagline.
Right. Welcome to the
Wait.
Darknet.
Didn't we joke about one tier being like Amanda showing up at your house and slapping you across the face and just leaving?
That's it. I provide a quality and real service.
So you have to fly. You have to pay for flight, hotel,
Yes,
accommodations, food, all that.
And you better be home when I show up. And the show up window is large. It's like fucking Comcast.
and
up
she's
in here.
just gonna show up and slap you across the face and
It's
leave.
an 8-hour window.
It's sometime between 6 a.m. and midnight. I'm showing up.
I would say $1,000 a month for 12 months, and we
Yep.
would
Then I'd
fully
do
offer
it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Yura even offered to have someone of Montero's choice be beaten up in order to prove that the site employed actual hitmen.
Bartender's choice.
Oh my God.
Montero declined,
Oh.
and Yura became annoyed, writing, quote, "Be neutral to our website. Unless you do that, we will pay some cheap freelancers to fill articles and submit posts and comments claiming you are an undercover cop."
Okay.
Far from being intimidated, Montero published the entire email exchange on his blog. It was not long before this post, too, was found by Besa Mafia. And this time, their response was to post a comment on the blog that contained a link to a video of a car engulfed in flames
Oh no.
as like intimidation.
Right, but it's
But,
just like a car.
It's
It
just
was
like
just
a
a random.
car.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, still, but yeah. Although he had gotten into this thinking that Besa Mafia was nothing but some low-level scam artists, he now began to feel a little uneasy because they
They're
were
pretty
like,
relentless, so
they're
that's
very
fair.
focused on him,
Mm-hmm.
even though he's just like a blogger.
Right.
He decided to contact London police to report the video as a threat, just in case he had like stumbled into some kind of feud with like an actual criminal organization and needed a
leave
paper,
a paper
trail.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I'm sure the Albanian mafia and all of its subsidiaries
Wackery.
are on the dark web.
Oh, sure.
yeah. It's what it's there for.
It's just right, exactly. It's just they're probably not going to do something as obvious as like
Mhm.
assassinations.
Mm-hmm.
well,
But anyway,
that's what their fucking mission
Advertising.
statement claims to be.
yeah, as body harm revenge, but like
Mhm.
maybe, I don't know.
And like property damage.
So he kept investigating. You guys, you're not ready. You're fucking not ready for this.
I'm never ready for anything that's about to come out of your mouth.
Accurate.
Using the username Bodie McBoatface.
Yes. That's like a famous internet joke.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. Oh, I'm aware. And so is he. Bodie McBoatface. He sent a message through the website requesting a hit on a fictional person that he named Bob the Builder.
Perfect. Can he fix it? Yes, he can. Yes.
Which is perfect because Yura probably is
They're not
unaware
going
of
to be familiar.
Pick up on
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Right.
Through sending these messages, Montero realized that Besa Mafia's security was so weak that it would take almost no effort for him to hack into it and download their entire message database, which is exactly
fuck
what
yeah.
he did.
Get it,
Bait and
Montero. Get it.
Go get him.
So examining these messages confirmed his initial suspicions that Besa Mafia was a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Users would reach out to request a hit on a certain person. They would be told that they needed to make an advance Bitcoin transfer to prove that they had the means to pay.
Right.
Once the Bitcoin was received, Euro would begin messaging with the user various reasons why the hit had been delayed.
Mm-hmm. And then eventually they'd probably just disappear.
Yeah.
well,
they got
first-
nervous and disappeared.
First, they'd try to level them up. So he'd be like, well, you ordered basic and the hitman got stopped on the road for a traffic violation. They're kind of an amateur.
Mm-hmm. That's on you.
That's
I
on
told you to
you.
get this.
Right, exactly. Then he'd persuade them to level up and hire a more professional assassin and send more money. And usually they would.
I always fall for the upsell, let me tell you.
Always.
I
Oh,
mean,
no.
I do. Oh,
yeah, it's common.
The amount of times I have added avocado to dishes that I do not even want avocado on.
It's absurd.
So eventually people would realize they were being led on and lost their money, and they would demand refunds, which were never issued.
Okay.
Good luck. Report them to the Better Business Bureau.
But reading through all these messages didn't make Montero feel better because, it was a scam, but all the people requesting these hits
That's fucked up.
were real.
Yep. Yeah.
So he later told Wired journalist G.N.M. Volpicelli, quote, most scams aren't dangerous or don't feature dangerous people. If you get ripped off by a Nigerian prince, you're not dangerous. You're just stupid.
right.
This scam was different, fundamentally different from any scam I had seen before. The people who are using it are the dangerous people.
Yeah.
More than the scammer himself.
Yeah. And they're getting away.
Exactly. The clients are the bad guys, end quote. So he felt he needed to do something. Also, I've had half a bottle of wine. I'm doing my best.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So he enlisted the help of a friend, a hacker who went by the name Judge Judy.
Yes. What if it's actually the Judge Judy? What would you even do?
Imagine if, I could see it in her
She
spare
moonlights
time.
as a fucking hack. She works for Anonymous.
I could see it.
I
could
see
see
it.
her
She's
in
a
the mask.
badass.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
So-
I watched a Judge Judy clip recently where there was a dispute over who owned the dog from a split up couple. And she was like, bring in the dog. Marjorie, get the dog. And Marjorie,
Check the pockets.
the bailiff, brings in this tiny little white dog. And he's quivering. And she's like, put the dog down. Put the dog down in the middle. Puts the dog down in the middle, and the dog runs to the guy, and she's like, "Well, that settles it. Adjourned."
I've seen that clip.
Amazing.
It's really sweet.
I
It's
would
so
be
true.
so pissed.
She's like,
Would
Pharaoh,
Josie run
what's
to
his
you or
name?
Zach?
It really would depend on the scenario.
Oh, Callie's running to me every time. But unlike Josie, I had years with Callie before we moved in with Bill.
Yeah, Zach and I got Josie at the same time. And if she is scared, she will run to me. if she is calm and happy and excited, she will run to Zach.
If
to
she's
play.
feeling vindictive, she'll run to Zach.
But if she needs help, she'll run to Mom, obviously.
I feed our cats most of the time, so I feel like they'll run
They're
to me.
definitely running to you.
I do
Well, Ghostface is
100%
running
of
to
the
no
feeding,
one.
100% of the grooming, 100% of the nurturing and loving. It's
Your
fine.
deadbeat husbands.
All of the veterinary anything.
Oh, but that's a strike against you, actually.
Yeah, that's
then
true,
you're taking her to the
actually.
vet. She doesn't like that.
That's true.
Yeah, you've cultivated fun dad
Yeah,
by being the responsible one. This is on you.
abso-fucking-lutely. It's so unfair. Okay,
Back to the assassins.
A woman's work.
never done.
Never
okay,
done.
so Judge Judy. While Judge Judy was more interested in taking down the site altogether, Montero focused his attention on putting together a list of what seemed to be the most dangerous clients.
Yeah, get them on some sort of watch list.
Those who were desperate enough to have someone killed that they might take matters into their own hands once they realized that Besa Mafia was a scam.
Well, and because even if you take down the site, they're just going to go somewhere else looking for
Yeah,
it.
and these people are like documented trying to have someone murdered.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a big deal.
So although he was able to figure out the identities of some of these users, he decided against contacting their targets or leaking the messages online.
Okay.
And he told this reporter, quote, "I was hoping to work with the police, and what I didn't want to be was a hacker who accidentally destroys evidence. What if the users realized they were exposed and, like,
yeah, they clear
hid
everything out.
everything?" Yeah.
Yeah.
But the decision was taken out of his hands in April of 2016 when a hacker who goes by the name BRSPD
Okay.
Bursch also hacked into Besa Mafia's message archive because it was very easy to do, as well as the database containing user IDs, server passwords, and admin emails, and leaked all of it online.
Oh, that's great. That's really great.
So Montero and Judge Judy were able to use the additional information leaked by
Their
this
actual name.
I know. To further hack into the website. So they use this to then go deeper, and they got Yura's Gmail account.
Good get.
They copied all of the information they had uncovered, and they gave it to the police and shut the website down. Attempting to visit Besa Mafia now would send you to a website that they built that featured just a picture of a rusty closed door and the
Ew.
text, "Besa Mafia has closed for business after 6 months of scamming criminals for their bitcoins and stealing over 100 BTC, which is like $65,000.
Dang.
The site has closed. No one was ever beaten up or killed."
Okay. So.
Okay, I believe that.
Right.
Shame.
Well, they said
shame,
it, so
shame.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I buy it.
So Montero attempted to share the evidence he had compiled with police, but these meetings mostly left him frustrated. He brought everything to the authorities, and they were just like, "Wah, we don't get it," or "This is out of our jurisdiction," or
It's been a while since I've said it. Cops are useless.
but also
we were due.
He's admitting to being a hacker.
Right.
You know, I could see them being like, "What are we supposed to fucking do with this?"
This is
Info
why
dump?
it's like the cops can't be the only resource. Like they are not fucking professionals in internet, darknet
There are
tracking.
humans.
So there's got to be another
and
place
bad.
you can go to
mean,
fucking
some of them
report
are,
that
but-
shit. Yeah, some
yeah.
of them are, but not if I walk into fucking the precinct in my neighborhood
Oh, God,
and try
no.
to report something like that, it's gonna go fucking nowhere.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, especially when it's the internet and you're talking about a criminal who's scamming people supposedly from Albania, could be
Right.
from anywhere.
Right, like what the fuck are they gonna fucking do?
Yeah. So they were just kind of like out of their depth.
Mm-hmm.
And it appeared that Yura had responded to Besa Mafia being taken down by simply starting a new site. And this one was called Crime Bay. And he didn't get any better at his website security. And so Montero was able to easily hack into that one.
Amazing.
Wait, it wasn't
Who's the
Besa
troll now?
Mafia 2.0.
It should have
Crime
been.
Besa Mafia.
Crime Besa Mafia. And so Montero just got all of that information. Of all the users that Montero had compiled information on, one of the ones he was most concerned about went by the name Dog Day God.
Ugh.
And
Already
this is-
hate it.
Yeah, this is somebody that he thought was most likely to, like, follow through.
Mm-hmm.
Dog Day God had spent months persistently messaging Yura about arranging the murder of a woman in Cottage Grove, Minnesota.
Shut
No
the
way.
fuck.
Local connection.
Shut the fuck door.
Just have to shut the fuck. I'm so sorry.
H-E double fucky sticks.
I'm going to say that from now on.
I just made that up. That's
H-E
good.
double fucky sticks. It's too good.
So he initially requested a staged hit and run accident for this victim, but eventually began pushing for having her shot and burning her house down.
Woof.
He settled.
The language he used in his messages to Yura was increasingly violent and desperate sounding.
Oh, God.
Until realizing he had been scammed, he requested a refund, which was never issued.
Really?
It never is.
No. Do you want store credit?
Credit? Yeah.
So at Montero's urging, police reached out to the woman, the intended victim, who lived at the Cottage Grove address that Dog Day God had provided. Her name was Amy Allwine, and she lived with her husband, Stephen,
Oh, geez.
who was a church deacon and worked in IT.
I don't trust it. He's trying to kill ya.
Officers informed the couple that someone had paid $6,000 on the dark web to have Amy murdered, but the Allwines said that they had no enemies and no idea who could have been behind this.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, wake up.
Yeah. You're sleeping with the enemy, honey.
Yeah, not victim blaming, but
No.
Honey, wake up.
if the police come to you and your husband and
And
say someone is
someone-
trying to hire a hitman to kill you,
It's your husband.
it's your husband.
Have a deep suspicion.
Yeah.
A healthily
your
deep
husband.
suspicion that it's your husband.
Change the locks.
Yeah.
Change your life insurance beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
Move out.
Yeah. So,
Visit your mother for the weekend.
Yeah.
mhm.
For the year.
Yeah. 6 months later, Stephen Allwine called 911 to report that he had found his wife dead in their bedroom,
Wow, weird.
helpfully telling the dispatcher, quote, "I think my wife shot herself."
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what women typically do is shoot themselves.
Also, like, anytime the caller is offering,
Saying specifically, like
Oh,
my wife
yeah,
has
offering
my
a
wife has been
suggestion.
shot and my wife shot herself are two different things.
I think she was raped and then shot herself.
yeah. Anytime they're like offering up an explanation, think
It's
twice.
suspicious. Yeah.
But the death did not seem like a suicide. And upon investigation, it was discovered that Amy had high doses of an anesthetic called scopolamine in her system. Nailed it. And police were able to find traces of Bitcoin transactions on Stephen Allwine's computers.
In her digestive tract.
Yeah, traces of Bitcoin.
In
Her
stomach lining.
toxicology revealed.
I know, that was a
last
weird...
meal was
I'll
Bitcoin.
cop to that. That was a weird sentence. As well as evidence that a user called Dog Day God had recently purchased scopolamine on the dark web.
So you fucked.
Yup.
So Allwine, a.k.a. Dog Day God, was arrested and charged with his wife's murder.
Oh, that's sad that she died.
It is
Because
very
her husband's
sad.
a fucking asshole.
And he's a church deacon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about that. Ick.
At his trial, prosecutors presented evidence of a series of affairs that Deacon Allwine had had, as well as the fact that he was the sole beneficiary of Amy's $700,000 life insurance policy.
Which, isn't even enough money to kill someone over.
No.
Do
but
better.
people have killed for a lot less.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so pathetic.
I mean, there are cases of people, of hitmen being hired in, India for, 50 rupees, which is literally $1.
Yeah.
Like,
not a lot.
everything is relative, but, I feel like that was just the added cherry on top for this psychopath, and he just, wanted to murder his wife.
The money at that point is just a cherry on top. He
Right.
wanted her fucking dead.
Yeah. So Allwine was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Montero was really affected by this story. He told the reporter, quote, "I had been thinking, well, these are horrible, terrible people who, if you don't arrest them, maybe they will take matters into their own hands. I thought that was hypothetical, but then it really happened."
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
he feels like, he didn't do anything to facilitate this, but he just feels like because the police didn't take him seriously enough that he is it's like he got left with the hot potato, you know?
Yeah. I would feel the same way.
Yeah. So he continued to push authorities to investigate the Besa Mafia users on the list he had compiled, but he often faced an uphill battle, including one very fucking frustrating episode where he was detained for questioning
Oh, Jesus.
about the hit that Bob the Builder had arranged as...
Oh my
God.
Or that he had
God.
arranged as Bodie McBoatface against, quote, Bob the Builder.
I
Bodie
forgot about Bodie
McBoat.
McBoat.
And he had to be like, yeah, but obviously this is fucking satire.
It's
Yeah.
this does not affect my credibility. I've been sleuthing in this world
Right.
intentionally for the last X amount of years.
Right.
I'm
Allow
an
me-
actual fucking expert.
Allow me to retrace the origins of Bodie McBoatface so that you don't think I was doing any of this in earnest.
But imagine trying to explain that to a bunch of cops.
Oh, it would be
in
awful.
an interrogation room where
Oh,
they were
yes.
like, well, are you Bodie McBoatface? And he had to be like, well, yeah, but it's an obvious joke. Anyway, that would be a hard conversation.
Yes. Yes.
So he eventually found that he had better luck using the media, specifically CBS's 48 Hours, to publicize stories about Yura and the Besa Mafia. And then this led to increased interest from the authorities. And it actually led to some arrests in Singapore, Illinois, Texas. Once the media got involved, police got more interested. Shocking. Yura himself was never arrested. He has responded to inquiries by 48 Hours and other news outlets, but he defends himself by claiming that he is, in fact, the good guy in all of this.
Oh.
After all, he scams criminals out of their money and leads them on, thus preventing or at least delaying their intended crimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Which, is true. But, you're not a good... You're just, an ancillary bad guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, if he wanted to be a good guy, he would report them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's just profiting off of other people being bad.
Mm-hmm.
So Montero continued keeping tabs on all of the Besa Mafia users that he found worrisome, and he set up Google News alerts for each target's name so he would know if like something bad happened to any of the targets. And this is how he learned of the death of a 21-year-old Indiana man named Brian Injaroga in 2018. So Brian was a target of somebody, of a user on Besa Mafia.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Brian Injaroga was on this list because a user of the website called TuneBib paid $5,000 in Bitcoin to have Brian killed.
Jesus Christ.
And then Brian actually died in 2018.
Was killed?
Well, the death was ruled a suicide, and local police concluded that Injaroga, or Brian, who had been in the military, they believe that he stole a gun from a shooting range and died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. But when he died, he was in Indiana, which is not where he lived and not where he was. I mean, it was where he was from, but not where he was living.
Okay.
So he was only staying there for a few days while on leave from the military base that he was currently stationed at. And based on the messages that Montero had uncovered, the user TuneBib, who like paid for the hit, knew the specific days that Brian would be in Indiana and even which Airbnb he would be staying at.
Wow.
That's wild.
So like that's pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the journalist heard this, Volpicelli, he contacted the Clarksville, Indiana Police Department to ask about the evidence, and he was told, quote, "We're done with this case," and that they had found, quote, "no factual evidence that Brian's death was anything other than a suicide." So they were just like, case closed, it's a suicide. And the journalist was like, well, what about this ordered hit? And the guy ordering the hit, or the person ordering the hit, knew his location. They were just like, they didn't want to hear it. So the victim, Brian's father, expressed dissatisfaction with this ruling on the son's cause of death. And he was like, look, there are a lot of unanswered questions here. I don't think my son died by suicide. He pointed to the fact that Brian's computer, camera, and 2 phones were never found after his death.
What?
Yep.
That's sus.
That's soup sus.
And the fact that Brian had a $400,000 life insurance policy, and he or someone had recently changed the beneficiary from his parents, which is very normal if you're a 21-year-old single guy,
Oh, yeah.
to a female friend for seemingly no apparent reason. But police have not reopened the case. So it has been ruled a suicide and case closed.
Ugh.
So based on the most recent reporting available, Yura continues to operate hitmen for hire sites on the dark web, which are definitely all scams.
Oh, my God.
And according to Montero's investigation into his Bitcoin wallets, Yura, this guy who may or may not be Albanian, has amassed a fortune of nearly $7 million from scamming people.
We're in the wrong business.
Right?
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Fuck this noise.
Yeah. And last but not least, according to Montero, quote, 8 people have been arrested for ordering murders through Yura's websites, his specific websites, quote, on the basis of evidence Montero passed to law enforcement. One of them, a young Californian named Bo Brigham, paid less than
Oh, God.
paid less than $5 toward a hit on his stepmother.
Oh, my God. That is a bargain.
Nevertheless, he was found guilty of soliciting murder and sentenced to 3 years in prison. So some people have been caught.
Ugh. Like a true Minnesotan, Lucy loves a bargain.
I do.
I mean, it's a steal.
It's from Target.
It's from Home Goods.
It is from Home Goods.
It's
Yeah.
usually from Home Goods, yeah.
Anyway, that's my case. It's a wild ride.
Wow.
Damn.
Nice job.
Thank
Jesus.
you.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
That really was a lot. My head is spinning.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a quick break to hear from our sponsors and then get into Amanda's whatever you have for us.
Absolute debauchery.
Nonsense.
Not literal nonsense.
Oh,
I
God.
can't wait.
Oh, no.
You know what stinks? Having to be on airplanes a lot and then coming home from being away for a work trip and then your house smells different because your spouse has different cleaning methods than you do.
That don't include taking out the trash after cooking
Oh.
a bunch several days earlier. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, so that stinks. But you know what? You don't have to because you can try Native.
Yes.
We love Native deodorant. Native cares about the products that you put on your body. They're about stopping the stink the right way. And that's the Native difference. You probably already know about Native's legendary aluminum-free deodorant, but have you tried their a body wash, a toothpaste, or their brand new mineral-based sunscreen? We love a mineral sunscreen.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Native now has a broad spectrum SPF 30 sunscreen for your face and body. It's lightweight, it absorbs quickly, and you can choose between unscented or coconut and pineapple, which is
Yum.
right up there with my favorite scents. Native's on a mission to overhaul your entire hygiene routine by putting the care in self-care with products carefully made to work against odor that are made with simple ingredients and smell great. Can I just say, they have like seasonal collections, and the one for this small includes, I don't know, Earl Grey and mulberry,
Oh,
matcha
Yum.
and sweet cream,
ooh,
Hi,
that's
sign
an
me up.
Amanda.
Yup.
oat milk latte.
That's a
Oh,
me.
there's Kenyon.
Yep. Uh-huh.
There she is.
Yep. And you can also get their deodorant and body wash in those classic amazing scents like coconut vanilla, citrus and herbal musk, which is my absolute favorite, lavender and rose, and more. You can even build your own personalized product bundles. Mix and match 3 of your favorite scents and keep them on rotation so you have something for every occasion. That's exactly what I do because they have so many deodorants that smell really good. And I just like pick them out based on my
Yeah.
mood for the day. It's like perfume.
Exactly.
It's fun.
It's like a mood ring,
Yes.
but for your armpits. So stay fresh, stay clean with Native by going to nativedeo.com/winecrime20 or use promo code winecrime20 at checkout and get 20% off your first order. That's nativedeo.com/winecrime20 or just use that promo code winecrime20 at checkout for 20% off your first order and treat your pets.
Trade them. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. So skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Oh, it is. And the fall harvest is officially on with HelloFresh. Count on seasonal recipes like pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Hi.
Oh.
Yum.
Yeah, and Friendsgiving ready sides, as well as fresh, high quality ingredients that travel from the farm to your front door in less than a week. And speaking of fall, there is one HelloFresh recipe that is my absolute favorite. I made it last night. It's the meatloaf balsamico with mashed sweet potatoes and green beans.
Hi.
Yeah. Gonna need it. Gonna need it.
It's so good. And then you've got those like slivered almonds with your green beans. And just, I put some butter on my mashed sweet potatoes because, hello, fresh.
You're living your best life.
I absolutely love these fall flavors. HelloFresh also offers 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, from vegetarian meals and calorie smart choices to extra special gourmet options. There is something for everyone to enjoy with recipes designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure deliciousness and simplicity.
So go to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use code gals14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. I mean, that is a heck of a deal. So one more time, go to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use code gals14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. And treat your cooking with America's #1 meal kit.
Treat it.
Okay, so there's nothing quite like a search for Darknet crimes to really brighten your search history.
Yeah, this was a tough topic to find stuff that didn't make me want to die.
Burn my
Yeah.
computer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did find a huge Reddit thread from 6 years ago that was titled, "What's Your Deep Web Story?"
Okay.
And while many of them were pretty innocuous accounts of buying drugs and fake IDs, or a couple personal favorites, someone who purchased a mysterious, quote, mind-blowing experience off the Darknet and received a dustbuster vacuum several days later. Or another guy who found a dude in Germany selling pretzels on the dark web, just pretzels, just dry, hard pretzels. I was like, yes, those are the stories I live for. One item, however, that a user stumbled upon but did not engage with left me creeped and curious. So this is how I went down my first rabbit hole of the dark web cannibal.
Ooh, yeah.
So Alexander Nathan Barter was living in northern Texas and spent his days perusing the web for things aligned with his interests, which unfortunately for the entire universe
Bachelor.
included
Birding.
rape, murder, and consumption of underage girls.
Oh.
He submitted a post to a secret, dark web encrypted website hosted on a dark web server inquiring about necrophilia and cannibalism. He would post to message boards stating, quote, "I would like to try necrophilia and cannibalism and see how it feels to take a life. If you'd be willing to let me kill you, and you are in the U.S., preferably in the South, and can travel by car, contact me.
I don't want to
Wow.
have to travel too far
to kill you
to
and eat
conveniently
you."
kill someone for pleasure.
I mean,
So it wasn't just about cannibalism, it was about murder and then.
and sexual assault. But yes.
Okay.
I mean, to his credit, he was seeking someone who would allow him to fulfill these fantasies on them consensually.
I
So,
guess.
along with his posts, he included an encrypted email address for correspondence, and he hit the jackpot when a man responded to him saying he was the father of a young girl and would be willing to offer her up
No,
to Alexander
no.
for the right price.
No.
Alexander was thrilled at the interest and questioned this man further, asking, quote, "How old is your daughter and can we kill her?"
Okay.
The girl was 13 and the answer was yes.
Why did you
Oh.
choose this?
In a series of emails and over several weeks, Barter laid out a plan for this man he was corresponding with, instructing him to bring his daughter to a hotel in Joaquin, Texas, where he could assault, kill, and eat the remains of the young girl. He also instructed the man to pick up a burner phone and some new clothes to wear after the murder and to tell everyone that his daughter had run away from home.
Tell me that this guy got this father in the room and killed and ate him.
We'll get to it. That would be sweet justice.
Oh, I would love that.
When pushed on whether he was sure about this whole transaction, Barter responded, quote, "I'm not going to change my mind about this. I really want to do this." Alexander left his house on Friday, October 19th, 2018, to go meet the man and his daughter, but was instead confronted by a wall of police outside of his
Thank
door and surrounding his
God.
home. As it turns out, he was speaking to an undercover cop all along,
Thank
Fucking idiot.
God.
which I'm sure was pretty obvious to anyone but Alexander, who is clearly deeply troubled.
Oh,
I
yeah.
When
I
I
didn't-
was an intern at the National Organization for Women, I was undercover on some fucking stupid forums, websites about illegal massage parlors and trafficking victims, where I was like, hey,
I remember that.
I'm Big Truck 69. What's the
Towel
best?
hat blonde.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You were
What's-
literally towel hat blonde.
Yeah. What's the best massage parlor with like young girls who don't speak English?
Ew.
Ish.
Yeah.
You're so gross.
And people fucking
You're
told
so
me.
gross.
I was trying to uncover
I don't
things.
know. I
You're
think you liked
so
it too
gross.
much. You're so
Oh my God.
So Alexander Nathan Barter, age 23,
You're
pleaded guilty.
Thanks, guys.
You're so gross.
These are
to
my
attempted
friends.
coercion.
we always other you.
Yeah.
Lucy
Thank
said
you.
it first, and I thought it was funny.
Thank
so I
you
just went
for
with it.
recognizing how often you other me.
Attempted coercion and enticement of a minor and distribution of child sexual abuse material. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison, and upon his release in 2060 will require constant supervision for the remainder of his life.
Fucking
Jesus.
good. He is a fucking psychopath loser. I hate him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this next story is totally bonkers. An innocuous dark web user stumbled upon a dark web site on April 22nd, 2005. So again, this is like early ages of the internet.
Yeah.
The site claimed that an individual, like the person who put up the site, buried 9,000 pounds somewhere in the UK, and that anyone who can follow their clues can find and keep it. So literally a dark web treasure
Ooh,
hunt.
I like this.
Oh my God.
The site posted a series of clues that started with an odd puzzle that looked like a broken up comic strip. The challenge gets some bites, and a user decides to document his experience solving the puzzles and finding the treasure. Many of the clues' answers could be found in the Chaucer story, The Pardoner's Tale, where three men embark on a journey to find Death himself and kill him so that they and their loved ones can live on forever. They encounter an old man who tells them that Death is in the forest under a nearby tree, but instead of finding Death there, they find a massive hoard of treasure and decide to take it for themselves under the cover of night. But before they can successfully make off with it, greed engulfs them, and the three men end up killing each other over the treasure. So that's like,
A death.
Chaucer,
Fucking
so
Chaucer.
wise.
so wise.
I
So the
don't
moral of
like
the story
Chaucer.
being, well, no, but
Well,
that's Canterbury Tales. They're
You
pretty
should.
fucking
Chaucer
famous.
was like the original like true crime comedy podcaster.
Pretty
he
much.
wasn't that funny.
Well, either way, the moral of the story being that greed is the root of all evil, and like greed is death. So this user solving the story figures out that the comic is actually a depiction of this story, which leads him to a hidden code within the comic that's spelled "Find Oak Tree by Yellow House, London, Zone 2."
Okay.
He finds the Yellow House bar in London and makes his way there. There's
I
an
love
oak
that
tree.
It's a bar.
I know. There's an oak tree in the bar's outdoor courtyard. I loved that too. Behind the tree, he finds a box, but it's locked, of course. He manages to jimmy it open with a pocket knife and discovers a printed note in multiple colors, like letters were in different colors, of a passage from the original Pardoner's Tale story, specifically the passage where the old man is telling the three men where they can find Death. The passage contains the line, quote, "Over there ye shall find him, there in the house on the beached whale's tail."
Oh.
It would take him 2 weeks to decode this and notice that Wales wasn't spelled like the animal, but like the place in the UK.
Ooh,
Oh,
whale's
that
tail.
took him 2 weeks?
Yeah,
Come
but
on.
I think there was others. I mean, he's got a full-time job. But yeah,
With it.
I know. He drew on a map around Wales
I'm
and
sorry,
saw
but that's
it
pretty
shouldn't have taken
obvious.
that long. I know.
Yeah.
He drew on a map around Wales and saw that the area he was being directed to did indeed resemble the profile of a whale. I think I put a screenshot of that on the drive, actually.
That's cool. Okay, I feel like I'm on a treasure hunt.
Right.
Treasure hunt.
And there was like,
Okay,
if
that
you
looks
looked,
like a sperm, but okay, fine.
I thought that was
Sure.
a dick when I saw it.
Okay,
but
got
like
it.
this is a different map. But then if you look at like a county or like a like an overhead view, like a Google Earth map, you can see the different, like the different squares of like looking at a bird's eye view of farmland, and they're like
Yeah.
different patches of different colors. Well, there was like a specific patch of farmland on this quote tail that was in the shape of like a house.
Okay.
So that's the house on the whale's tail. The whale tail.
So nothing to do with thongs and low-rise jeans.
Nope. Or actual whales.
Okay.
Another clue was in the note with the colored letters. If you only pulled out the letters in yellow, it spelled out, I've been alone so long, but you'll find me now.
Ew, God.
Okay, we need to start making like treasure hunts for people to solve because this
Yeah.
is fun.
That's
I
So-
know that M from And That's Why We Drink does
Oh,
that.
I've done one of M's escape rooms.
love
They're
M's treasure
fucking
hunts.
hard. They're fucking hard, but they're
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, very
It's
talented.
an experience. So, yeah. So, shortly after cracking this clue, an article pops up in the news that a farmer in Wales found human remains on his farm that, upon investigation, belonged to a man believed to be in his early 20s with a stab wound to the chest. The body remained a John Doe, and the man following the treasure map, like documenting his progress, did not make another post of his progress. Could he have met a grisly fate fighting over the treasure that another was seeking based on the online map?
Oh no, I totally forgot the premise of this episode and got engrossed in the treasure hunt.
Yeah, I got way
Either
engrossed.
way, the person was never identified. And isn't that a wild story?
Oh, that's the end of the story?
Well, it is.
don't
It was
know.
a dark web hoax and a social media experiment, and none of it was true.
Oh,
No.
just leave that part out.
I can't.
let us live.
It's not my fault. It was so cool, though, to read about it. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I'm not going to tell them until the very end that none of it's real.
I've
God.
been alone so long.
and
God
now
damn
you'll
it.
find me now. I know.
I'm
Don't
so
you wish so
jaded.
hard it was real?
Yeah.
Kenyon was so into it.
I know.
So into it. I have not watched every season of Vera Stanhope and Miss Marple and fucking all of the rest to not solve some
All
goddamn
the rest.
None of those
Welsh
words made
treasure
sense to me.
hunt.
All
Marple,
the rest.
my Welsh sheepdog treasure
my
hunt.
Welsh sheepdog treasure hunt.
My
My
whale
body
tail.
is ready.
my whale tail treasure hunt.
Oh, you bring in Chaucer. I would have fucking solved that shit.
I know. Well, you would have noticed whales right away.
Oh,
Well, yeah. That was
So
a gimme.
last but not least, I will leave you with this terrifying real story of
Is
Darknet.
it real?
It is real. It is real.
Promise.
I promise. And you'll wish it wasn't.
Oh.
This is a real story of
Try
Darknet
me.
activity. You will wish. I'm going to make you not love hotels in South
Oh.
Korea.
What?
Police discovered hidden cameras in hotel rooms at 30 different hotels in South Korea, hidden all over the rooms in spots like wall sockets, hair dryer holders, and TV like cable boxes.
Ew.
I gotta be
footage-
honest that I just assume in every like gas station restroom that I'm
Oh, yeah.
on
On a
candid
poop cam.
camera.
Oh, yeah. I
1,000%.
suck in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I put on a show.
I wish I was joking, but I'm not.
I really go for it in a gas station
If
bathroom.
you're curious what a definition of fucking patriarchy is, it is.
I suck in for the secret live stream poop cam in the gas station bathroom.
I did.
You need
Every
therapy.
gas station bath.
On the off chance
It's
you're
not
being
good.
filmed.
It's not good.
Honey! No!
I don't suck in, but I am resigned. I'm just like, well, they're gonna see what they're gonna see.
You do look in the mirror, purse your lips, and fix your bangs.
Oh, I do duck face.
Oh, yeah.
I can picture it so clearly.
Yeah.
You're doing it now. I can sense it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel your duck face through the phone.
Duck face to the phone.
Duck face me to the phone.
So the
See
footage,
you later on.
Even when I'm alone.
guys, this is really sad.
Oh, shit.
The footage was being streamed to a site accessible on the dark web to over 4,000 viewers.
Oh,
Ew.
God.
Yeah, and it was like a lot of fucking like pieces of footage, like over 1,600 videos.
God.
Jesus.
Like, and that's like 1,600 streams
From
so,
a
like,
hotel.
from 30 different hotels in South Korea. So the fucking course men responsible for the placement and streaming, the placement of the cameras and streaming of the footage were arrested and charged, and the rooms were cleared of the hidden cameras and the site disabled. So there's a little something to add to your growing list of anxiety disorder triggering events. Have a great night.
Yep. Also, though, this is sick that I know
Suck
this.
in.
But if you have just a flashlight, even the flashlight on your phone, if you shine it into things like the digital alarm clock at your bedside table, or like any sort of Black Mirror type surface, even the mirror,
You can
if there's a
find
camera
stuff.
in there, you'll see it.
To be fair, this this article,
To be fair.
to be fair though, this article did include tips on how to like find hidden cameras in your hotel room, and I just didn't include them. I just
Google
went,
it
nah,
if
this episode's
you
going
wanna
to be
know.
too long anyway. I'm just going to leave that part off. If people really want to know how to not be filmed, they'll figure it out.
That's fair. Google
I mean, what do
but
you
actually
do?
Google it.
Like, what do you do if you find the camera?
You call the
You
fucking police
call the
and
front
the
desk
front desk,
and the police.
and you go to another place.
But it's like such a hassle.
Oh, wow.
Then you suck in, I guess, if you're Lucy.
Yeah, then just suck in and deal.
Put on a show.
You purse
Whatever,
your lips and move on.
Our hotel footage would be so fucking
Oh.
boring. It'd be like my IBS and then trying to find The Blind Side on a random channel, but settling for Pawn Stars.
But like
And
half
like
the
eating
time
a really
you find
bad potato bowl.
half
out
the
of
time you
fucking
find
cup.
the blind side.
Yeah.
Also, I know which hotel experience you're referring to.
Cincinnati, Ohio. There I said
it was Cleveland, but yes.
Sorry, Cleveland, Ohio. There I said it.
The bad
Best
potato
thing-
bowl.
Best thing about that goddamn place was my view of Margaritaville.
Yeah, we nearly killed each other
It was
in Cleveland.
No,
bad.
after Cleveland, Kenyon, you came to my room and we just kept drinking wine together for like an hour and just
That's
screaming.
true.
I
That's
went to bed.
Amanda was done.
Done.
Amanda was done with
I
both
was
of us.
done. I needed my space.
That was her night, and that was fine. It's fine. Anyway,
Our
thanks
friendship
for
Anybody has that
listening.
footage?
Our friendship is best remote.
Cleveland was also the show that we accidentally had at like a supper club, and it was Cleaver Crimes, and it was all about cannibalism, and
And
there
nobody
was like
laughed.
a carne asada taco on the menu, and
Apparently,
nobody
people
laughed.
in Cleveland don't laugh or experience joy.
Yeah.
so rough.
Cleveland, are you okay?
Crickets. Crickets.
Cleveland. Thank
the
you.
Cleveland Crickets should be all of your sports team mascots. Every single one.
Thank you so
She's
much
not
for coming
wrong.
to our show, but Cleveland, we will never be back.
Oh, and then the last time I went through Cleveland just to get out to New Jersey for like a COVID safe weekend with my family, Bill and I got a hotel and we tried to order a pizza and we're on hold, but not on hold for 45 minutes while people were just beating the shit out of each other in the pizza place.
What?
And
That's
then, oh yeah, I
exciting.
have like a video and Bill has it on speaker of him just going, I just want to order pizza while people are just screaming through the phone. And then the lady like comes back to
Screaming
the phone and
through
is
the
like,
phone.
okay, what can I get you for your pizza? And then I went and picked it up like 20 minutes later alone. So Cleveland is a lot.
Cursed. You cursed.
You cursed.
Lovely
Anyway,
Uber
thanks
drivers,
for listening.
though. Good Uber
Yes.
drivers.
Really great.
Thanks for listening.
Well, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Fucking bye. Bye to everyone but Cleveland. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip, music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell, editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support and get a shout out on air, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers!